All right, hey guys, what's going on? So, I kind of made this video before, but whatever. We're gonna make it again because I feel so strongly about this topic. Um, I think Instagram is one of the worst things to have happened to society in a long time, and I have 7 reasons why. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys can't see the board too well. You don't gotta worry about it. It's more so for me to keep me on track to articulate my ideas efficiently to you guys, and yeah, just keep me on track. So, the first reason why you should delete Instagram, I do believe Instagram is one of the worst things to happen to society in a long time. I also believe that you could interchange Instagram with social media in general, specifically Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, all the short form content specifically. Um, the core, the original core of Instagram, just being the pictures, I think is okay. It's more so the reels that is the problem, and just the overall scale of it. Facebook too. I feel like when you're chronically on Instagram, your beauty standards, as in what you find attractive as a mate, um, that doesn't make any sense. Your beauty standards for a mate is skewed. Um, so when you're on Instagram, usually the algorithm pushes either like really ugly people because they get a lot of interactions and they keep people on the app, and really beautiful people for the same reasons. People interact with their content or whatever, and they stay on the app. That is the core purpose of the algorithm, is to keep people on the app, gather their information, push ads to them, and hopefully they buy shit. And that's how Instagram makes money. Um, that is the core of the Instagram business. So the algorithm is programmed in a way to show people what they're interested in, things that get engagement and keep them on there and keep them addicted. We'll talk about this later. Anyway, so because of this algorithm, really beautiful women, really attractive people, it doesn't even have to do with gender because this can go for male and female. Really attractive people are pushed to your feed. And you might not subconsciously, if you're on Instagram for a long time, you see all these really attractive people and you compare yourself to them. And depending on how often you go outside, obviously Instagram, like, the photos can be staged, edited, all that. Most of the time the beauty is fake. And I know for the guys out there, you see a girl on Instagram, she most likely does not look like that in real life. Most people put what they want to show on Instagram, and if you're on it a long time, it becomes your reality. And if you do not distinguish between the two, your beauty standards are all the way up here. Meanwhile, you're here, and you find all the attractive average girls that are around you unattractive, not attractive, because your standards are skewed so high towards supermodels. You could lose out on a lot of potential mates, a lot of potential girlfriends, because your standards are way too crazy because of Instagram. Also, there's a self-confidence aspect to it, because you're seeing all these beautiful people and all these really attractive people, and obviously you compare, or subconsciously you compare yourself to these people, and you start feeling not good enough. And for a long time, I didn't believe this was true. But if I can specifically account to um, staying on Instagram for long periods of time, a couple months, 9 months, a year, 12 months, a year, a long time. After a while, feel a little down because I obviously don't look like supermodels on Instagram. That the Instagram feed becomes my normal because you're on it so much. I was on it so much that I was getting more input from Instagram than reality. And because of that, my reality changed to Instagram, and I started feeling sad because I was not like an absolute impeccable human specimen supermodel. And I deleted Instagram, and I started to feel better. And overall, I believe deleting Instagram, you will become more confident because you're not in the fakeness of Instagram anymore. If you delete it and you don't participate in it, you're real. You're more real than someone with an Instagram account. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're gonna keep it in just because I want this to feel raw. Anyway, so number 2, reset dopamine circuit or stop it. Okay, so basically, this is particularly towards the reels. So back to going back to Instagram's algorithm and showing you things that get engagement based off of the data that Instagram collects from how long you spend on each reel, if you like it, comment, share it, etc. It can start generalizing pieces of content and putting them into groups for specific niches. And depending on what niche you like, which basically means what type of reels do you spend the most time looking at, engaging with, etc., it'll start pushing those reels, more of those similar reels to you to keep you on Instagram. Now, say like if your feed is a bunch of memes, which it probably is, they basically hijack your dopamine circuit, neural circuit in your brain, and just constantly keep releasing dopamine. And dopamine feels great. It gives you motivation, it makes you feel good, it makes you laugh. I think, I don't know. You can, I don't know the exact neurochemicals that do this. After a while, you spend enough time on Instagram, you're spending, God forbid, 5 hours on Instagram a day, 6 hours a day, 7, 8 hours a day. You're putting a whole shift into Instagram a day. And that's another thing too. Like, you got to look at your screen time and you got to make sure that under 2 hours. 2 hours max. All right? I don't care if you're on the toilet scrolling, if you're eating scrolling, if you're at the gym scrolling in between sets or whatever. You say, "Oh, I only use it when I have downtime." That's bullshit. All right? It's bullshit. Because when you go look at your screen time, I feel like, for me, I always expected it to be lower than it actually was. And that's when I realized this is bullshit and I deleted Instagram. Anyway, let's get back on track. The reels, the algorithm hijacks your mind and your dopamine, and it makes you so happy. Happy, 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 happy all the time. And you only have so much of the neurochemicals that make you happy in your brain, and they get released, and then they have to get recycled again to get released again. So you can't be happy all the time, naturally. Drugs do exist, whatever. If you're giving all of this all the precious neurochemicals to Instagram because you watch the content, like if you're oversaturating yourself with the reels, you're going to use up a lot of your neurochemicals that make you happy. And say like when you're off of it and you experience, something that should give you dopamine or whatever naturally through the reward circuit, you get less of it than you should have. So in your mind, that deprioritizes whatever you did, the delayed gratification or whatever work you did, and it prioritizes Instagram. Because to be honest with you, you don't got to do a lot to get the dopamine from Instagram. The whole point of the reward circuit is to get you to do things like eat, reproduce, work out, good things, study, whatever, good things that affect you positively. And, they do take time and they do require effort, but you're rewarded with the dopamine. But with Instagram, all you gotta do is scroll. That's literally all you're doing. You're not doing anything like that's worth your time. You're literally just rotting away. Ha 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 ha. And because of that, your brain starts to adapt, and it's you become a bum. You become an Instagram bum. That's how people spend 16, 20 hours a day on Instagram. Those are extreme cases. But 8 hours, 7 hours, like anything over 2 is crazy. And you start doing less than what you should. I hope that makes sense. So if you delete Instagram, your body has the time to build up more of these neurochemicals, and when you do something good, like say for example, say you hear a joke from a friend, it's a funny joke. If you're on Instagram, you're not gonna laugh as hard as if you were off Instagram, and that goes for anything that makes you happy. You will be happier. The moments you are happy, you will be happier in that moment without Instagram. I have a graph here. I don't know if, I don't think y'all can see it. I'm going to put something up on screen right now. Hopefully you're smart enough to read the graph. But basically, I'm going to explain it off this graph here and put it up on the screen. I don't know. Anyway, so with IG, you know, when you first download it, you do have this big spike of happiness, all right? There's happiness on the vertical axis, and time is on the horizontal axis, right? So you do have this big spike of happiness, but then it goes down and then it goes up again. But you see, we're on a descending trend here. You know, you still have the lows and the highs, but your overall happiness gets lower over time. Meanwhile, when we have the graph with no Instagram over here, notice how it's constant. It's within a range, and you start low, whatever, you're chilling, but then you get happy, you get really happy, and then you go back to your baseline, normal, whatever, and then you get really happy, and then you go back to your baseline. It's the same thing. I would much rather, I understand the peak in the with Instagram in the beginning might be higher, but over time it is lower. I would rather be at the constant one here, the constant graph, without Instagram. And overall, you function better because Instagram is, I feel like it's unnatural in a way. God did not design the mind I feel like with Instagram, with the reels and the dopamine in mind. You don't function, the ability to function efficiently as a human being and get things done, you're more efficient without Instagram than you are with Instagram. I know that's kind of like you're a machine, but whatever. Anyway, let's move on to the third point because this is getting pretty long. Be based in reality. Form your own opinions. I talk to so many people, and I could tell that they're chronically online. And, you know, you start asking, I love to ask people questions, just like random questions that are kind of deep, that make them think. Because I know today, in today's day and age, I see it. Not a lot of people are doing a lot of thinking, okay? And this is concerning to me because, you know, we are the future of this world, and people just aren't fucking thinking. They just get all their opinions off of Instagram. They let some reel think for them, and they just think, oh, that sounds, oh, I don't know, I don't really want to think because I'm a lazy bum and my dopamine circuit is fucked, but that sounds right, I'm gonna make that my opinion. And then they go out about and shout this opinion without any proof, without any thinking done. I just think overall the world suffers because of it. Like, when was the last time you heard something and you actually researched it and thought about it? I'm gonna assume a lot of you said never. That is something you should do. You shouldn't believe something until you've taken the time, put in the work to actually research it, because there's a lot of false information out there. And with Instagram, it is especially easy, and with the internet in general, to put false shit out there, make it sound true, and then, you know, we get the political divide we have today in America. I don't want to get political. That's just an example. Go check your screen time. How many hours do you spend on your phone? How many hours do you spend on Instagram and social media in general? All right, tally it up, and then just look at all the time you could be wasting. You could be doing other shit. You delete Instagram, you get more time on your hands. The day becomes longer. It becomes longer for you. You get access to more time. You get access to do more things. You could pick up a hobby. You could study more. You could work more. You could give your girlfriend more attention. Give your wife more attention. Your kid, you know, whatever. You have more time to do things, productive things, because Instagram is not productive. Or you could relax. You don't need Instagram to relax. Actual relaxation, when your mind is calm and numb and you aren't thinking about anything, is important. It's rest. You know, you're scrolling on Instagram. In that moment, your mind is working very hard. It's taking in a lot of information, a lot of sensory input, and you might think you're resting, but your mind isn't. If you were to actually chill out, relax, it's okay to be bored, you'd feel a lot better. Trust me. Source, trust me, bro. Just, I feel like having more time in your hands, you know, more time to think, more time to actually grow as a person and become somebody interesting. We're going to use that to segue into our next thing. So this kind of has to do with Riz and attracting women. But a majority of people today have Instagram. So if you don't have Instagram, you're different. This can either be good or bad. I feel like there are some people that do it to be different. I remember I first did it to be different. And to be honest with you, I thought people would notice. They really don't notice. Or they don't really give a shit. So you have to do it for yourself. And that sounds weird and cliche, but it's true. But I've definitely become more mysterious with women because I don't have an Instagram profile. Not a lot of things are known about me, and I use that to my advantage. I really like being mysterious. I'm gonna have to give y'all some Riz knowledge bomb tips or whatever for this to really make sense. But like, if you really like a girl and you want her to like you back, you have to occupy space in her mind. You have to get her to think about you. Now, it could be good or bad, but a balance is key. So if you don't have Instagram and you don't really put your life out on social media, she's going to be thinking about, if she does like you, she will be thinking about your life and what you do. And, you know, people think about what they want to be true. So if she likes you, she's going to be thinking, you know, good things about you. And because of that, she's going to be falling more and more in love with you because she's thinking about you. That's how you fall in love with someone. You think about them. That's it. I mean, obviously you have to be attractive. I'm generalizing. Maybe I'll make another video on this if I really crack the code. I don't know. I mean, love's weird. So, yeah, just go out and experience it, and that's the best I could say. But deleting Instagram will help. You'll be more mysterious, and when you do interact with your lover or what, your soon-to-be lover, or maybe whatever, you could fill in the gaps. If you're really rizzy, you'll fill in the gaps and you'll get her to think about you even more, and it'll just compound, and then yeah, there you go, boom, she's in your bed. All from deleting Instagram. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Now, I don't know. There is an argument against this because Instagram is the best dating app, and you can have Instagram, like if you're really trying to riz a bunch of women, you would, because all the major dating apps are paid, like you have to pay for them, and if you're broke, Instagram's free. You just like spam your suggested following, and if you build your profile in a way, you could use it to create mystery and intrigue. All right, whatever. We're not talking about this. This will be a separate video. All right, the sixth reason is you unfuck your attention span. I believe there was a study done that modern people today have the attention spans of goldfish. I don't know, maybe it was blown out of proportion. Maybe it's not actual goldfish, but I can tell you today, people's attention spans are much worse than they were 50 years ago. You know, think about how much content you can get in per hour from shorts to videos. You can watch 60 reels in an hour, being 1 minute a piece, which realistically, that's not true. You probably skip halfway through because your attention span's cooked, or 6-10 minute videos. So you can get more content in with the reels, and that overall cooks your attention span because you're looking for, you know, the next hit of dopamine or whatever. I don't know. Your attention span's cooked with Instagram and the short form social media. And, you know, it's harder to actually learn things with a cooked attention span. It's harder to give interest to something because not everything in life is like Instagram. You know, some things take a lot of work to accomplish and reach, and for you to get the dopamine from winning. So it sets you up for failure, having the short attention span, and it makes your life harder. Now, there is a lot of naked women on Instagram that is lustful, that has lust written all over it. Lust is very bad. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. All right? It is probably the worst one because every man falls victim to it. Just having these thoughts in your mind is bad. It turns you into a gooner. It makes you view women as sex objects. All you do is lust after women. You will never ever emotionally connect with one. That's a fact. All you can think about is fucking her brains out. You will never ever have the attention span to sit there and listen to her bullshit. Alright? And you will overall act weird around her. Weird in a way that she's going to be picking up on these signals and not want you, because biologically women do not want to date weirdos. They do not want to be with the weirdo, someone that makes them feel uncomfortable. If all you're thinking about is these lustful things, it's going to, whatever you're thinking about shows on your face, and she's going to be able to read it off your face, and she's going to be able to know, she's going to be able to realize what you want and what your overall end game is, and because of that, she's not going to fuck with you. She's gonna go fuck with someone that is better at hiding it and is actually good at riz. You know, when you stop the simping, when you stop the lust, you free up your mind to actually do other things. You're able to work towards different goals other than sexual ones, and you're able to accomplish greater things. I feel like this is why older men are more productive, because when we're younger, the sex drive is higher. And, you know, to have sex it takes a lot of time and energy. And you could be putting that into something like building a business or learning a skill or something like that. Yeah, it's all about energy. Yeah, we'll definitely we're definitely be making videos on all of these things. I've recorded like 4 different videos about different topics, and I don't know, they're all shit. So fuck it. This is gonna be the one. I'm about to edit this right now. I'm about to upload it right now, and I want you to tell me what you think in the comments below. If I should go fuck myself, if I should keep going. I'm trying to farm the engagement so I go blow up big. All right. Now, after you watch this video, right when you're done, continue watching. I want you to go outside and go do something. All right? I want you to put your phone down, fuck technology, and go do something. But before that, you should definitely hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.